Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh and good day GPNs. We are the team Auditaholic. The team members are I, Daud Hamza, Mr. Guru Nuruddin, Miss Lawi Juhaira, and the last but not the least, Miss Randy Hafsa Jamila. Our team were assigned to discuss Chapter 5, Systems Development and Program Change Activities. So here is the topic outline for this chapter. One of the most valuable assets of the modern business organization is a responsive and user-oriented information system. A well-designed system can increase productivity, reduce inventories, eliminate non-value-added activities, improve customer services and management decisions, and coordinate the activities throughout the organization. This chapter concludes our treatment of general control issues as they relate to management and auditor responsibilities under the SOX Section 404. It begins by describing the roles of the participants involved in developing an organization's information system. That includes the system professionals, users, and stakeholders. We have the information systems acquisitions. Then, it outlines the key activities that constitute the system's development life cycle, or the SDLC. This includes systems planning, systems analysis, conceptual design, system selection, detailed design, system implementation, and program change procedures or systems maintenance. This multi-stage procedure is used to guide systems development in many organizations. Finally, it discusses the SDLC risks, controls, and audit issues. These are the list of key terms that will help us to understand this chapter. We are now on learning objectives. After studying this chapter, you should be able to identify the stages in the SDLC, be familiar with common problems that can lead to failure in the system's development process, understand the importance of strategic system planning, have a general understanding of how the accountants participate in the SDLC. You should be able to identify the basic features of both the structured and object-oriented approaches to systems design. You should be able to identify and discuss the major steps involved in a cost-benefit analysis of proposed information systems. You should understand the advantages and disadvantages of the commercial software option and be able to discuss the decision-making process used to select commercial software. You should understand the purpose of a system walkthrough and be familiar with the different types of system documentation and the purposes they serve. Let's start with the first topic of this chapter, which is the participants of systems development. The participants in system development can be classified into four broad groups: systems professionals, end users, stakeholders, and the accountants or auditors. First are the systems professionals. These are composed of systems analysts, systems engineers, and the programmers. These individuals actually build the system. They gather facts about the problems with the current system and analyze these facts and formulate a solution to solve the problems. The product of their effort is the new system. Second are the end users. End users are those for whom the system is built. By the name itself, end users. There are many users at all levels levels in an organization. These include managers, operations personnel, accountants, and the internal auditors. In some organizations, it is actually difficult to find someone who is not a user. During systems development, systems professionals work with the primary users to obtain an understanding of the user's problems and a clear statement of their needs. Because whom the systems are made for, right? It is for the end users. Third are the stakeholders. Stakeholders are individuals, either within or outside the organizations, who have an interest in the systems but are not end users. This includes the accountants, internal and external auditors, and the internal steering committee that oversees the system's development. And lastly, the accountants or auditors. Accountants or auditors are those professionals who address the controls, accounting, and auditing issues for systems development. This involvement should include internal auditors and IT auditors. As you can remember in Chapter 1, SOX legislation prohibits the external auditors from direct involvement in an audit client systems development activities because it seems like they are auditing their own work. Question: why are accountants and auditors involved with systems development life cycle? First, the creation of an information system entails significant financial transactions. The second, and more pressing concern for accountants and auditors is with the nature of the products that emerge from the SDLC. The quality of your accounting information rests directly on your systems development or your SDLC activities, which in turn produce accounting information systems. So these systems deliver accounting information to internal and external users. That is why accountants and auditors are involved in your SDLC. How are accountants involved with the SDLC or the system development life cycle? As mentioned in the participants in the systems development, the accountants are also users, which means, like all users, accountants must provide a clear picture of their problems and the needs to the system's professionals. For example, accountants must specify an accounting techniques we use, internal control requirement such as the audit trails, such as the depreciation models. Only accountants know what specific depreciation method used, right? How much is the tax computation with your withholdings? Those kinds of functions can be integrated in the systems and used by the accountants because they are the one who is knowledgeable of those things. That is why they should be involved in systems development life cycle. Second, accountants participate in systems development as members of the development team. Their involvement often extends beyond the development of strictly AIS applications. Systems that do not process financial transactions directly may still draw from accounting data. The accountants may be consulted to provide advice or to determine if the proposed system constitutes an internal control risks. And lastly, accountants are involved in systems development as auditors. Accounting information systems must be auditable. That is why in the number 1, accountants are users which can in turn make suggestions as to audit trails so that the systems is auditable. Some computer audit techniques require special features that needs to be designed into the systems during the SDLC. So this will be discussed more in the upcoming chapters, I think chapter 7 or 8. Next is the information system acquisition. Organizations usually acquire information systems in two ways. First is they develop customized systems in-house through formal systems development activities, and they purchase commercial systems from software vendors. When we say in-house, by the name itself, in-house, it means that the company already has a team that works full-time that includes analysts and programmers who identify users' information needs and satisfy their need with customized systems. Or it can also be commercial systems. When we say commercial, there is an existing systems that is available in the market. So the company will just buy those systems. Trends in commercial systems. There are four factors that stimulated the growth of the commercial software market. First is the relatively low cost of general commercial software as compared to customized software or the in-house system. Second, the emergence of industry-specific vendors who target their software to the needs of particular types of businesses. Third, a growing demand from businesses that are too small to afford in-house systems development staff. And lastly, the trend toward downsizing of organizational units and the resulting move toward the distributed data processing environment. So these are the common reasons why there is a significant growth of usage of commercial systems. So there are types of commercial systems. We have the turnkey systems, general accounting systems, special purpose systems, office automation systems, backbone systems, and lastly, the vendor supported systems. Turnkey systems are completely finished and tested systems that are ready for implementations. These are often general purpose systems or systems customized to a specific industry. Turnkey systems are usually sold only as compiled programs, program modules, and users have limited ability to customize them to their specific needs. General accounting systems are designed to serve a wide variety of user needs. By mass-producing standard systems, the vendor is able to reduce the unit cost of these systems to a fraction of in-house development costs. To provide as much flexibility as possible, general accounting systems are designed in modules. This allows users to purchase the modules that meet their specific needs. Typical modules includes accounts payable, accounts receivable, payroll processing, inventory control, general ledger, financial reporting, and fixed assets. The next type is the special purpose systems, systems that target selected segments of the economy. For example, the medical field, the banking industry, and the government agencies have unique accounting procedures, rules, or systems, so they do not necessarily follow, or they just have to add a procedures that they need to do aside from, again, as mentioned in general purpose accounting systems. So that is why software vendors develop special purpose systems for those industries that are also involved in specialized industries. The next type is the office automation systems. Office automation systems are computer systems that improve the productivity of office workers. Examples of office automation systems include word processing packages, database management systems, spreadsheet programs, and desktop publishing systems. And then the next one is the backbone systems. Backbone systems provide a basic system structure on which to build. Backbone systems come with all the primary processing modules programmed. The vendor designs and programs the user interface to suit the client's needs. So the vendor has already a base program or backbone program, and then the vendors just tweaks the program in accordance with what the client's needs. The next one is the vendor-supported systems. Vendor-supported systems are hybrids of custom systems and commercial software. Again, the hybrid of in-house and commercial systems. Under this approach, the vendor develops and maintains custom system for its clients. The systems themselves are custom products, but the systems development service is commercially provided. So what does it mean? There are companies who provide services to clients, and they serve as the client's in-house staff. However, they are not technically in-house because they are not pure programmers or analysts of a company. But it's just that the company has a contract with a commercial provider of a system which will serve as in-house or provide customized systems that a company needs. Let's go to the advantages and disadvantages of commercial software. The first advantage is the implementation time. So unlike customized system, which often takes a long time to develop, commercial softwares are readily available, meaning if you are needing a general accounting systems, and then they are readily available. So if you want to implement it immediately, then it can be done. The users doesn't necessarily have to wait. The other advantage is the cost. Commercial systems are less expensive compared to in-house systems. On reliability, it is an advantage because most reputable commercial software packages are thoroughly tested by different users. They have done different kinds of testings or scrutinized already before they are released to the consumer markets. So meaning the users less likely would encounter any systems errors in the systems if they want to acquire commercial software. Now, the disadvantages of commercial software is independence. Why? Especially if you are purchasing the vendor's supported system, wherein a third party serves as the in-house development team. So, the users run the risks that the vendor will cease to support the systems or even go out of business. Now, since the company is dependent on that vendor for their commercial software, so meaning if something happened to the vendors, it would affect the operations of the company as well. The next disadvantage is the need for customized system. If the company is dealing specialized industries, there is a need for them to customize. Not all commercial software can accommodate the needs of industries who are dealing specialized industries. The next one is the maintenance. Business information systems undergo frequent changes. If the user's needs change, it may be difficult or even impossible to modify commercial software because you are just acquiring it to a third party. Unlike if it is an in-house development, if you want to have changes to your systems, it can be applied right away or make changes because you owned it. Unlike in commercial software, you cannot easily make changes because you are not authorized or has no license. There are a lot of steps to undergo for you to make changes. So that is all for my part. The other topics will be discussed by my teammates. Thank you for watching.